evening, my people. Let me hope you're really good. Welcome back from Gospel Extreme. Let me hope it has done you good. You're home. The kachai is there, ready for you. Just know that today is Family Talk Show, and every Friday after the Gospel Extreme, we always have the gospel. We always have the Family Talk Show where we bring in our guests, the couple. They talk about the topic that we always have, and the joy of understanding the basis of teamwork in marriage and family amidst webs is our topic today. Let me hope you're really fine and everything is going to go on well, and you're going to send in their numbers that are on your screen. You just send in a message on WhatsApp and ask any question depending on whatever thing that you really want to ask, and our couple will be answering any questions. Let them introduce themselves and we'll dive into the topic of today. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Please, let's begin with the lady in the house. Please greet us, and today we are looking good in black.
Okay.
We didn't know that is the theme.
It is the theme of the day. Good evening, everyone, and praise the Lord.
Amen.
I'm Semakula Margaret, the wife, a friend to Semakula Richard.
Amazing.
Yes, good evening, viewers. We are blessed to be here, and we hope we shall have a very good evening with you. My name is Richard Semakula, the only husband to Margaret.
Wow.
You're welcome.
That's amazing. You're looking good, Mrs. Margaret.
Thank you.
Mr. Semakula has done you good.
Blow.
Yeah. Please, today, the topic, let me introduce again the topic of today, the joy of understanding the basis of teamwork in marriage and family amidst webs. It's kind of the same. Last week's topic was the power of teamwork in marriage and family amidst stormy waves, and we talked about a lot of things. And today we're going to be talking about what is teamwork. Do you have a story? By the way, how many years have you been married? Do you have kids? Tell us how you met that story.
Okay. Richard.
Let's begin
with Margaret.
Yeah.
Our dear viewers, these two people, they became one in 2001, May 26th. So we made our 20th anniversary.
Wow, 20th anniversary.
Yes. So in May next year, we shall make our 21st anniversary. But we are still undergraduate.
Oh.
So we are not yet graduate in marriage. And in this marriage, we've sailed these 20 years. God has blessed us with children. We have a daughter who is 19 years old, Martha Mulunji, Melissa. Then we have a second one, 15 years, Marilyn Muksa. And then blessed us with a boy who is, he's not the last born, but we are planning. We are still strategizing.
I like that.
Means a Matthew in P6. So that is our family, and God has been gracious the far He has taken us with the topic given to us, teamwork amidst the waves.
Yeah, stormy waves.
The stormy waves.
Yeah.
Truly, there are storm waves along the way, along the journey of marriage. I think Richard.
Maybe to add, I think the 20 years looks like yesterday, and because we still love each other.
True.
And we have made a resolution that God has given us not so many years on this earth. I always tell people that whether you are going to live 100 years, it is still a short time.
Yeah. So they're going to live 1,000 years.
Yes, and we need to enjoy our marriages in the short time that God has given us. For us, we made a resolution that there's no time to get annoyed with each other forever.
And no time to waste.
No time to waste. I think that's true. So we try to maximize every opportunity that God has given us.
True.
Maybe the other thing that we need also to share with you, we are very committed Christian, born again. And we thank God that maybe it is not our effort, it is not boasting, but I think we have seen the grace of God in our marriage. And I will look forward to discuss with you issues regarding teamwork.
Indeed. So let's dive into what is teamwork. How have you practiced the teamwork in these 20 years? Your own explanation of teamwork as Mr. and Mrs. Semakula.
Maybe I can kick-start that discussion.
Yeah, please do.
Yes, as we are talking about the topic of teamwork, we draw the analogy with, I'm a football fan, and I always look at soccer as one of the things that I did love. I still,
even up to now.
But I've scaled down.
Why?
Because you know, we need to see as a team what is it that Margaret enjoys.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you are sitting in the sitting room alone and she's waiting for you in the bedroom, then you have to decide.
You cannot explain your soccer.
You see, you'll be missing something.
Yeah.
So
that's why you went slow.
So sometimes I just have to wait the following day, then pick up from the news, have some team that I support, but I still follow from a distance.
Yeah, in other words, Mr. Semakula, what you're trying to say that if, to be a good team player, you have to forego some things.
Of course, yes.
Definitely.
That is the explanation of teamwork.
Yes.
Wow.
Failure to forego, then the team will not play.
No, you know, you know, in a football match, or football team, you have a goalkeeper, and interestingly, we have a goalkeeper who is also a good forward, but you can't do both. So you either decide to stay as a goalkeeper and then give support, so that you don't allow in goals to come in. Yes, so we try to see how can we look at the resources that we have. How can we look at the qualities that each one of us brings on the table? Because remember, when we met with Margaret, she was quite a bit old.
Yeah.
Yes. And
what are you
quite a bit old, because she had finished college and had also started working. She had also started working for a few years, maybe 1 year. Yes. But just look at somebody who grew up differently from the different background, had siblings, had a different environment. Then I also had mine.
You were all of you
different altogether.
Quite different. Maybe the only uniting factor that brought us together, we also knew the Lord. But definitely we are still physical. We have feelings, we have interest. So now we bring all this on the table. And how do you now create that harmony, that feeling of togetherness, that feeling of being one in mind, in purpose? Because all that is the first stepping stone when you are trying to build a team.
A team.
Yeah.
Wow. And then Mrs. Semakula, the elements of teamwork, like in building, how Mr. Semakula said, when you had started a team.
Yes.
To build a team, you have to know, the coach has to say, this is what is going to be done. This is what, in these 20 years, what are those elements that has really driven your marriage to reach even at this level?
Okay.
And you said you're not graduating.
Not yet.
Not-
Graduate. You know, in marriage, you don't graduate.
Nah, you can't be where
You
would you?
don't graduate.
Yeah.
You graduate at a certain time.
Is it a
because
school?
there are many things. It is a school. You learn a lot. There are many things.
But if
which
it was a
come
school,
your way.
then you would have graduated.
Yes, if it was a school, but again, even those who have attained PhD, they still have to add some, acquire more knowledge
Yeah.
in this and that. So in marriage, we keep learning here and there. So
The elements.
the elements.
That are really-
Maybe
like
before she goes to the elements, she's talked about graduating.
Yeah.
You know, when you graduate, it means you have completed
done.
your studies, you are free to go and do whatever you want. But if you're still in school, every time there's something that you are learning.
that's
Yeah, you
new.
think of the school you were
20
in.
years down the road, we still learn a lot from each other. There are many new things we discover. And definitely that keeps the marriage more exciting.
And lively.
Yeah, and lively, because every time you are looking for something exciting
And you always want to look at something new, forward, to see something which can make your marriage work out.
Wow.
You know, if you graduate, you relax. You are sure of the job and everything. So for us, we are purposely, maybe when we make 50 years, that's when we're going to think of graduating. Because when everything, there are certain things I believe shall not be in position to do. So you've asked about the elements which have enabled us to reach this far. The elements in marriage, there is, like he said at the start, you are from the different backgrounds, and here you are. Someone from a polygamous family and one from the monogamous family. So siblings and many other issues. So the elements, there is an element of patience as you learn from one another.
Yeah.
You have to be patient with your colleague. He has come with all his baggage and you also have yours. So you are putting them on the table and you're trying to sort out. In the process, you have to be patient with your colleague, with your spouse.
Let me just interject here.
And-
She's talking about baggage. You know, when you have lived a single life,
Hey.
you come, you throw your stockings in
and
the
the other
sitting
side.
room. You know, there are certain things you have been doing things, and you know, and as a lady, sometimes you feel there are those things that you could think that you'd continue doing the same thing that you've been doing, and you don't. It doesn't seem to click immediately that you have now somebody in the house.
But it's hard
Who does?
to first to click like first
Yeah, it
time.
doesn't
So
click.
me, I
It goes-
sometimes when you go into marriage, you've been single, you think things are going to be done the same way. If you've not been cooking, you're
They'll
like,
continue.
hey,
They don't work that way. They don't work that way. There are certain things, there is a lot you have to learn and change, you know, the element of
do they
learning.
change there and then?
No, with time. There are those which change immediately, like baby. You can find your spouse, you know, he's taken long and maybe without staying alone. Now you are coming in his life. He's used to bathing in the morning when he's going to work. Now
True.
here you're going to share a bed.
What if he
And
does
someone
not
has
like,
been moving
what if
up
he does
and
not
down.
like bathing?
Then you talk about, those are the things I'm talking. You have to be patient, you talk with them. By the way, you have to ask God to give you, before you enter into marriage, the wisdom which comes from above. So that as you bring out an issue, you compromise and you find a way of bringing it out. And then until when your spouse take it in
Yeah, so there is
So-
an element of patience. You have to be
Patience,
patient.
yes. And
omugumikiriza wabanga sula sokisi eno neeri ogamba
Uh-huh.
munange ye wange.
And that one is annoying. You know, you look at an adult. An adult, you
No,
even
there-
bring a
There is
basket.
a saying where they say men in marriage men become children.
They are babies.
How
by
true
the
is
way.
that?
It is. They are babies because they are the firstborn in marriage. Once, we tend to forget. And remember, we are a team. We are building a team.
Yeah.
And once you build a team, that is when you can sail into the marriage. The 20 years we are talking about, as if we met yesterday. Yeah, like you
And the
said,
love is still young.
I tell you, we still have the sweet, the love, you know.
I
You call me at times, I call, or he calls and say, my baby, I don't mind who is there. He's my friend. And we are team players. We are playing together. I've already talked about the patience. There are areas where you have to be patient with your spouse. Failure to do that, then the playing
It's
the
not
team
going to work out.
Then maybe I can add,
And-
I can add being also tactical.
How can you be tactical?
Now, for example,
Si bya majevyo.
tactical or having
The-
some level of
the-
tactics.
There is a way, Mrs. Chove, one of our counselor,
Yeah.
marriage counselor, she refers to it as bukodias.
Bukodia.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Bukodias. So you have to have the bukodias.
For example,
Siwe bukodio?
For example, if your spouse has challenges of bathing, these ladies can do it very well.
Like
She's just in the shower and say, "Oh, sweetheart, come
And I bathe.
Yes. Now, sincerely, unless you have some problems, you are bound to go because you know the associated benefits. So,
That's the benefit of being a good team player.
being tactful is very important in marriage because everything you do, you use that. By inviting him, then from that day, by the way, up to today, for us we bathe together.
Oh, that's amazing. Then you talked about being innovative, and then I looked at women sometimes when they're going into marriage, they go to prayer mountain, they pray about the man they want. So after getting the man they want, they do these things like for a month or even for a year. But after having children, they're like, I'm already to marriage, so what am I adding? There's nothing to do. There's nothing to learn. I have already learned my spouse. I've already done whatever thing that I'm going to do. I already got the marriage rig. He's not going to tell me go out anytime. So what's in team working? What's the reason to always indulge in the bukodio stuff?
Okay, and that is where we go wrong. You know, we pray as Christians, we pray for these husbands to come.
Yeah.
But once you get the husband, you stop what you used to do. Because there's what you have acquired through prayer, continue. The way you can sustain it is through prayer. And as ladies, we are trained right from home. A woman is supposed to be innovative, creative in all corners. You know, in marriage you are with someone from Monday to Monday.
Not only a break.
Yes.
Not even any break.
So as a lady you have to be creative. Think of what to bring on table. Not matoke wombo every day. Spice up.
That could be my way of being innovative.
Change the bedroom.
How? Changing bed sheets?
Yeah, change bed sheets, organize the room.
What if I do not
Once in
have
a-
money to do all these things?
There are certain things which do not require money. Me, I remember my late dad. We used to have flowers, and every other Sunday you'd see him cutting flowers, putting in pots, and putting them in a corner to spice up, to make a difference. Right? Not everything requires money. There are many things we can do with what we have around us, and it spices up the relationship, and it enables us to be a team. We work together for our marriage to succeed. You see grains and all sorts of things. Be creative. and also support the husband. There are many things you can be creative as a woman in the home.
I think she has talked about support. Support is very, very important as part of
The team building.
the team building. Support. And these ladies, God gave them quite a lot of talents and abilities. So, if a husband, you have money, but you want to do projects alone, you are bound to hit so many potholes, and you're bound to lose that money. But if you share and you say, okay, let's what projects can we indulge in, and as they have so many creative ideas.
Women.
Yeah, you come. For us men, we come very excited. Somebody has given you a very good deal, and you want there and then to spend money. Now, when you share such an idea, we have already shared. Then she will sit with you and ask you so many questions. By the time you finish those questions, then
You have gotten
this is
answers.
this is a bad deal.
Yeah.
Or a deal that would have gone
And
wrong.
at times, women, we are, okay, some people say we are filthy spenders, but we are good at, we know where cheap things are sold. That
Yeah.
is the beauty about us.
We know,
So,
and we know
yes.
how to ask. We know how to
we
get
move
them.
around. By the time you buy one item like this, you have moved around for an hour to get one item. So once in this support, as we play as team members in the family, sharing ideas, and my contribution as a wife matters a lot. There are ideas I will bring which will help us to save and make better deals.
Wow, that's really.
So working together as a couple, it is very important, and it is a strong element which can help you bond.
And having patience.
Yes.
Yeah, guys who are watching us from home, let me hope you're really learning something, or you're really getting. And here we are here to learn and relearn everything that has not been working out well. And there are numbers that are on your screen. Just please give us a message, ask any question, and Mr. and Mrs. Temakula will be able to answer all your questions. Let's go into a short break. We are coming back. Don't go anywhere. We are still going on. I wanted to really ask this question, but as a parent, how do you emphasize teamwork in children? Because I'm sure everything really begins from home. Everything begins from home. We're seeing when you're going into marriage, there are some things that you really have to learn from home, or see your parents being. If they are saying they call themselves names, those sweet names, you have to see it at home, and then you take it into marriage. If there is good team playing at work, at home, this child is going to grow up and like, okay, it is relevant to take up the team, to do all these things. There are some things you're not going to learn by talking or in workplaces, but sometimes we have to learn them from home.
Like they say, we learn by doing. So as a parent, as we bring up these children right from childhood, we try to, one, when they are still young, you involve them in each and everything you are doing. We are Christian, we are prayerful. So in that, even when they are months, even when they are still in the tummy, we have a plan, we have a program to follow: morning devotion, evening devotion, so they are part.
As a parent?
Yes, as a parent. And that one brings you together as a family. And for such a child, I don't believe that when they leave home, they will depart from that. Like the Bible tells us to teach our child how we want them to go. So we emphasize those key, leave alone the housework and those other things. but the Christian values first, and those values helps you to build the child, because there are many values in Christianity which helps you to mold as these children are growing. And everything you do as a mother, engage the children. Waking up, don't leave them to bed, and for you do everything for them.
Yeah, you do for them and then you leave them to wake.
As you do everything.
You do your things and then you leave them to wake up.
They have to wake up. We share the responsibility. We know so and so. Now mine have grown. I know who does this and that. So everyone, there are those ones who say, I will do all my work in the night, then in the morning I'll do ABCD. So we train them, because after us, they are the ones they will have to manage their homes. They will have to manage at their places of work. So it is our responsibility to involve our children in our team play, because leaving them out, then it will affect us as parents when these children grow.
And then maybe to add on to that,
the issue of fathers. Fathers, when it's time for prayers, they are sleeping. They are saying, I'm tired. I had a long day at work. When it comes to family dinners, they are not around. They are always busy at work. So as the boy child, I grew up seeing all these things. I'm like, okay, it is okay not to attend family dinners. It is okay not to be innovative. It is okay to talk back to my wife, because I know I'm the breadwinner. I do everything myself, so it is okay. So what is the responsibility in emphasizing teamwork in a boy child, because we are seeing they are always left out?
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, I was coming to that. Part of what we have done in our family, for example, we are emphasizing family prayer, and which means everybody is involved. Our children are now grown up, because the boy, 12 years, as Margaret has said, we have not decided on whether that will be the last born.
You're still strategizing.
Yes. But what we are saying, like prayer is part of a world-building teamwork in our family. How do we do it? We involve children in reading the Bible. That's one thing they know. We involve our children. They take turns. So we know today Maureen is leading us in praise and worship. Then tomorrow they notice Matthew. Then the other day is Martha. So they know that now it comes to praise and worship, it is they do it in a rotation. So they pick the songs. So there's that level of involvement. At the head of the family, I'm the pastor, I'm the bishop.
We're going to come back on that. Let's go in for a short break. We are coming back. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you.
Do you know that you can now enjoy great enriching shows anywhere through the Family TV app? Here is how to download it. Open Play Store on your phone. Search for the Family TV app. Click Install. After installing it, open it and enjoy enriching content anywhere, everywhere, anytime. Family TV, enriching lives.
Do you have a business that you are looking to grow? Advertising with Church of Uganda Family TV is the way to go. We are located on Church House, level 13, along Kampala Road. We offer favorable rates and an extremely creative production team that will work with you to take your business to the next level. give us a ring, call us on 0781 084215 or 0750 655232. Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.
Welcome back from that short break. This is Church of Uganda Family TV, and we're always glad to always see you. We cannot kiss you, but we just say to everyone who is watching us. Today in studio we have Mr. and Mrs. Semakula, and they're telling us the joy of understanding the basis of teamwork in marriage and family amid the stormy waves. They're giving us their experience. They're giving us what they have been through in their 20 years, and they are saying we are not ready to graduate. So here there is a question. Thank you, Family TV. I'm not going to say the names. Thank you. You're watching from Reza, and very good counsel, Margaret. They're appreciating you. And the question is, how does the teamwork mean we have joint accounts? How have you handled your finances as a couple?
Okay, a good question.
Tell us your experience. How have you handled your accounts as a couple?
Yes. Okay, thank you very much for that question. I know there are different views about whether a couple should have joint accounts and how do we handle finances. Maybe we can share this from our perspective and the way it has helped us. We have different accounts. We have personal accounts because I'm employed, she's also employed. But we also have joint account that we do some side business, and so that one they are joint because we sit down, we agree, we pull resources from our personal accounts to the joint account. We agree on what we are going to do with our business, what are we going to invest in.
You as a couple.
As a couple. So the basic thing is about transparency. You cannot have teamwork when you're not transparent. I know what she earns.
I know anything.
She knows what I earn.
It comes on my phone, I show him. Whether I've moved out, I've got something, I bring it. And we plan for it.
Yeah, you as a couple.
As a couple.
Do you decide it when you're entering into marriage or in the long run into marriage? And what if I bring my money and then I'm not seeing any transparency that is really taking place.
Maybe at the
maybe I
beginning.
give a history. At the beginning, it was not so. I remember one time I got money when I had just gotten married, and you know the background. I'm the small sister in the family of 6, so I had experience of those other sisters. So when I entered mine, I thought this
Your money is your money.
akasente k'omukyala. So at the start it was akasente k'omukyala. With Christ, then I realized when I keep this money with me, there is a way it used to disappear, because you don't want to disclose that I have this money, so you keep, lying, dodging, and at the end of the day you lose it out. So I realized that in my second year, and I said no. So anytime I used to bring money in the first year, I was like, I've borrowed, yet it was my money. And the Spirit of God convicted me that it is not the right thing to do. So what I did, up to today, any money I get, I have no problem with money. Because I realized that the start, you get good money and you just waste it.
Yeah.
So I decided to bring the money, and good enough, God has helped us along the way. Issues of money, we are transparent.
So is it a must to have joint accounts
like
as a
Richard
couple?
has said, for us we have a business alongside our kind of work, but this business is where we have a joint account. Personally, I have my accounts and he has his. I know how much he earns, he knows how much I earn. So we sit at the end, we know what we need, we want in the family. So we discuss, I say I've got this much, and he would say I've got this much, and then we start discussing how we are going to spend that money. And we bring that, if he's the one to work on that, I'll bring the money, give to him. If I'm the one who will bring the money, give to me.
Yeah.
So we've realized that issues of money, we've not got any challenge via that. Though at the start, it used to be my money in the first year. But after realizing...
So you as a woman, you have to let go.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, cool.
Yes. And no issue. It is not a burden with
It
money.
takes the Spirit of God.
Yes, it is God, and he has helped us with money. Even if I get 10 millions now, I'll go and tell my husband, my love,
This
our
is the money. But that
And you
happens when your spouse
is transparent.
is transparent.
Yes. And he has also been transparent.
And that happens when, I think sometimes there is that feeling of insecurity. But as couples, we work towards building a good team. Then that level of insecurity disappears, because why people want to hold on to their earnings, or they don't want to disclose what they are earning, is because what if he turns? What if he
turns around.
He turns around. So I think, and sometimes as couples, because somebody was asking that question, should we have a joint account or shouldn't we have a joint account? The whole thing is about transparency. Whether you decide to have a joint account, be transparent. Whether you decide to have separate accounts, be transparent. There is a story in the Bible about Ananias and Sapphira.
Yeah.
You know what happened?
They weren't transparent.
They weren't transparent. They said, this is what we have sold, and they brought it.
And they asked them over and over again, are you sure?
Are you sure? So I think as a couple you can sit and decide, but what the underlying issue should be transparency.
Transparency and trust.
And trust.
Indeed. And there are a lot of aspects. Let's talk about interests. When you go into marriage, as a man, I like football. How Mr. Semakula said, I like football. And then as a woman, maybe I like socializing. And the man is not really interested in socializing. This is kind of man who really does not talk. So every time maybe you do not build memories together. and every time you're talking about issues, it's like sometimes your parents, my parents, what? So there is not that memory that you've built together because your interests are really totally different. So how do you team up to like what the woman likes, and then I like what the man likes, because my interest is not in football and the man, his interest is not in socializing. So how do you team up and build memories and then team up?
Maybe to start with me, this one also starts right from the start in your relationship.
Yeah.
What is your attitude as you are joining this marriage? What are you looking up to? For me personally, I say marriage is like a project.
Is a project?
Yeah.
It's like a project.
A big one.
A big one.
Hey.
Because if you have invested
You have to sit
money,
down and then
you've struggled
to strategize.
yes, to bring together resources. So this love, I've taken years and I've got this wonderful gentleman. God has blessed me. So I said it is a project, it must work. Right from day one, it must work. Me, I will get married. I will die in marriage. That is what I resolved. So, and I said whatever, because for our background, we were both teachers. He was my boss.
Hey.
So I had people saying he had taken long without getting married, and here comes someone who was jumping around, and she's here. So I said, and people were like, it will not work. We have different personality. But God has helped us. It has worked, and as if we met yesterday.
True.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So my interests in marriage, what we have tried to do, when you bring the project, you bring the resources, so you have to monitor the resources. There are certain things you have to let go, and then there are those ones you say, these must work.
Wow.
That is what I did. There are those ones, I remember I used to, what did I used to do? What you told me, you don't want that, and I had to let it go.
I think the way she was answering me. I think they are girls, so they grew up as girls, very aggressive, and then for us, I think it was
Bliss.
yes. So the way when you hear the siblings talk of their voice and doing all that, so she wanted to bring the same in our marriage. I said, please, handle me very delicately.
I should handle with care. So
You should handle him delicately.
So that is how you have to let certain things go.
You're like, okay, let me forego this.
Yes. For example, if you're a dancer, you enjoy this night dance. Sorry.
Sorry.
How are they called? Going out dance. That is what.
Clubbing.
Clubbing. If you are good at that and you come, you meet your spouse, your husband, and that is not his interest, you just have to.
But there are interests that are really good, like swimming.
Swimming, like those ones. For example, what have we done together?
Like camping.
I think traveling has been part of what we all both enjoy. And what I can also say, each one has his own heart, own interests, and then we look at those which are very common, and we try to build on that. So the others, like as I was explaining about football, you put it as a sideline. So you look at those common things. She's a very outgoing person. So we have decided, let her friends, my friends. My friends are her friends. So we move together. I think that has helped us a lot.
To build memory.
Yes, and also to cement that bond. So we move out so she knows my friend, I know her friends. So even when we go for functions, we try to stick together. So the friends come and find us Okay,
Yeah.
so in a way that it helps us to build those things that we both all like. So even I was a bit reserved, somebody who wants to do a lot of reading, but okay, I need now to also to move out and see the other side that she enjoys, and
so you adjust.
yes, and then in the area of reading, she has quite adopted. She reads a number of books. Okay, because she has seen my interest that I love reading.
So that you can discuss
yes.
like a book.
Then we can discuss. So those are some of the things that we try to do.
In other words, you have to adjust.
Yes.
Wow. And then what are the effects of not working together in marriage? I'm sure there's quite a number of them.
A number of them. Because that means you are almost failing, because you'll hit a wall. Because if you fail to work together, that is where things go wrong. Because if you have entered in this marriage, you say, I do, all right, till death do us part. Then you come into this marriage, you want to remain in this corner, and you allow the other to be in the other corner. Then when will you ever meet? You have to start moving from the corner
to
the other corner, and then you meet in the middle there.
And one of the reasons why we get married is that we to enjoy intimacy. And that intimacy, how do you enjoy it when you have not worked as a team?
You can't.
How do you wait for me in the bedroom when whatever we've been doing, we have been taking a different route, different direction, then now we say, okay, now let's come together, because it is also part of teamwork.
Finish your part.
Yes, let's come together and
and enjoy each other.
And enjoy each other. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So it helps to build. Now, where there is no teamwork, marriages suffer. Where there is no teamwork, intimacy is dead, and that's where children suffer. That's why you see couples. They're separated their bedrooms, okay, and they cling onto the children as a sort of comfort and uniting. But even the children see, when the children don't see us doing things together, they get disturbed.
That's why I was saying that sometimes it begins from home.
Yes, it begins from home.
You carry the baggage into
another family.
Yeah, into another family, because it's what you grow up seeing. Yeah, there's a lot of effects. Maybe sometimes there is not even commitment. You're not seeing the future into this relationship.
And that's why people at the end of the day, they say, I'm divorcing. But again, why?
Because there is no bliss in marriage. They're not seeing this one is doing other things and you're doing other things.
And why we are doing
it's like you married yourself.
Because we have failed to let go and allow, we are denying, because God, we are meant to complement each other. And in the process of complementing each other, we come together. Because in marriage, that intimacy, it is a team, it is the climax of team play.
Yeah. The benefits.
The benefits.
Yeah. So for me, I think one of the biggest challenges we have that when we get married, we define goals, that goal that we can achieve.
How does it begin? Does it begin individually when you're just starting? You're like, okay,
when you're in the courtship.
Yeah, this is what we are supposed to do.
Those are
sometimes when you go into marriage, you tend to forget everything that you talked about.
Yes.
But I think it is important you record.
You record?
You record, and above recording,
by the time you go into marriage, you've already forgotten everything.
Let me share something that we normally, we used to do some years back. But I think because the children, when they started coming and so many things, but I think even some 2 years back we came back to that system. We used to have at the end of the year, we would go every week, the two of us, then we try to do an evaluation.
You two people, the other couple.
Because the project has to work.
But it's the project. You have to be strategic on what you want.
It has to be successful.
So we'll do, I think the first week of normally January, we'll go to a hotel a bit far away. We have time for the two of us, and then we try to also to evaluate how have we gone through the year, what are those challenges have we met, how are we going to have we solved them, what are those issues that have been challenging and they are not yet solved, because sometimes why marriages tend to have challenges. We have issues which we try to put in the corner, and they keep on building until then when they burst and then
explode. Wow. And then this one is asking, is from Karempe, is asking, what should I keep in mind to be a good team player?
Maybe before she comes in, how can I be a good team player? I think everyone wants to be a good team player, but somehow we find...
Maybe she wants to be a good team player. She has not been that good team player, and she wants to be a good team player.
I think there are some foundational issues that we need to deal with. What would be the basis as marrieds, as people staying together, that can help us to be good team players? We draw a lot of experience from the scriptures. Jesus talks about a commandment that he left with his disciples, and he says that this is the commandment that I give, that you love one another as I have loved you. And I think for the marriages, that is the foundational for teamwork. That you love your spouse the way you love yourself. Once we can master that, then this teamwork will come in, we'll learn, but it will be much easier.
You learn on the job.
Yes, but it will be much easier because you have a foundation. Now, if you don't have the foundation, you will struggle. Okay?
Sure.
I think people want to be good. I think when we go into marriage, we all want to be good. We also want to enjoy a good marriage. We also want to have laughter in our homes. But then things turn upside down, and then we can't control it. So for me, I think the key foundation for being a good team player is getting these basics, biblical basis of loving your spouse the way you love yourself. If we can master that, then sure we are on the road to teamwork.
And so add on that with love. Please, you try to do the action of love.
What if I only pray? God pretend to heart and remember everything. Only praying.
There must you pray, but again
because there are other women who let me pray for my
pray for the husband
without any action. Without being innovating what you talked about.
Prayer is a key.
Maybe changing the bed sheets, maybe those things. The BUKOTO, yes.
Please do the BUKOTO. Love with action. Add on actions. Love him. Prepare for him. Treasure him. Forget all about the past.
Compliment.
Compliment him. Be there for him. And also learn how to communicate. Let us communicate in our marriages. Failure to communicate, there is no way the football team, the player, can play without communication.
True.
It is not about talking. but the gesture, body language, you know, all those things can help us to be better players in our marriages.
Wow.
Yes. And you have to give in. It is all about giving in.
Not being selfish.
Don't be selfish. Give in and look for the best for your spouse. Someone you love. There are a lot of things when you read the Bible. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love does not keep records of wrong. But we always keep, he did this last year and yesterday. So those things are not taking us anywhere. You are just hurting yourself instead of improving and becoming a better team player.
Wow.
Yes.
Your last, your parting shots as we close in today's show. Yeah. Let's start with Mr. Semakula.
Okay, thank you very much. Viewers, I think this is a very pertinent topic, teamwork, because it affects how we handle our finances, it affects how we do the parenting,
The business.
how we do our business, it affects how we enjoy our intimacy in our marriage, which is the reason why we left our parents
And the brothers
and our brothers and sisters, all that. So the only basis is, I think, let's go to the principles that can help us to build that teamwork and then enjoy our marriages. And that loving, I think there are two areas that I think Jesus commands us as husbands. Jesus is giving us a very challenging of loving our wives the way Christ loved the church and gave his life for the church. That is sacrificial love. Without it, we cannot attain teamwork. So I think for men, our task is much bigger, because Christ gave his life for the church. So I'm supposed to give my life for this beautiful girl.
Wow, beautiful.
There's no compromise. There's no compromise about it. And then for our wives, the command is submit. But of course, always the question that comes: who does first? Who does what first? Is it submitting? Because sometimes the husband says, "Okay, first submit, then I will love you," and then the other, "First love me, and then I will submit." But I think we can help each other.
True.
Okay, I can help her to submit by loving her. She can help me to love by submitting. Yes,
Yeah.
I think once we get those concepts right, then we will
have the best team work in our marriages.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Semakula. It has been an amazing session with you, and let me hope everyone has learned and you've taken notes and you've understood how to be a good team player. Thank you for all those ones that have really indulged in, asked their questions, and let me hope you've been answered. There is this darling from Reza was clapping even her hands. She gotten what she had asked. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Brenda Mahoro is my name, and I am always your host of Uganda Family TV. I cannot reach everyone who is watching from wherever you are, from Reza, from Kawepe, from Itiana, from Mukono. I love you so much. Have a nice weekend. Be safe. Do everything that you ought to do, but just know you're going to be accountable. I love you so much. Mama.
Do you have a business that you are looking to grow? Advertising with Church of Uganda Family